I'm glad to meet you here. Have opportunity to share it this time. Presentation title is Enterprise Exploration and Exploitation, focusing on the relationship between R&D and advertising expenses and enterprise value. Professor Kwon Jung, Department of Accounting at Hanban National University, also me, Won Lee, corresponding author, professor of Department of Business Administration, also Hanban National University. Okay, contents is like this. Firstly, we'll see the introduction, and after that we'll see the theoretical background. Third is hypothesis and empirical model. First is empirical analysis. Finally, we'll see the conclusion and implication of this paper. Okay, first is the introduction. The purpose of this study is to explore the influence of exploration and exploitation activities on corporate value by using the theoretical foundations of Mayer and Orson's model. Mayer and Orson had a great influence on setting up models that affect firm value. Based on this model, this study analyzes the impact of organizational exploration and exploitation of corporate value. Specifically, this paper, in order to apply James Marsh's exploration and exploitation concept, this paper analyzes the relationship between R&D expenses, current R&D expenses, and advertising expenses and corporate value in order to measure them. Okay, in this hyper competition environment, with hyper competition, assumptions of market stability are replaced by notions of inherent instability change. Drivers of hyper competition, causes of hyper competition can be the globalization, technological innovation, conversions of industry, knowledge economy, like that. Among others, fundamentally, technological innovation is the most important driver, causes of hyper competition. So, technological innovation is R&D is very important. R&D in this paper, R&D expenses are used in activity to explore new capabilities, and also we analyze the advertising expenses on corporate value. Okay. Second is theoretical background. Theoretical background is exploration and exploitation in firm. After that, we'll see the R&D, specifically R&D by exploring new capabilities. Also, we'll see the advertising expenses and some exploitation, utilization of existing capabilities of the organizations. Okay, James Marsh presented the concept of exploration and exploitation in organizational learning. Exploration is finding new knowledge or taking on new challenges. Through this exploration, organization can cultivate new capabilities in a new environment. Organization is searching for something new from the scratch is the concept of exploration. Another thing is the exploitation. Exploitation is the use the capabilities accumulated over the years is the concept of exploitation, utilization of existing capabilities. Exploitation can be said to be an effort by a company to further strengthen and improve its capabilities based on existing capabilities. Companies have capabilities that have been accumulated from the past, accumulated over the years. That is the concept of exploitation. It can be said to be further improved and supplemented. These two concepts, exploration and exploitation. Exploration, long-term, risky, and uncertain. exploitation is certain, immediate, certain benefit we can anticipate. These two concepts trade off with each other and cannot be coordinated easily. Balancing between exploration and exploitation is not easy because these two different objectives trade off each other, cannot be coordinated easily. With this concept, in this research, we current R&D, particularly current R&D, by exploring new capabilities, also advertising as exploitation of existing capabilities of organizations. In this study, in order to actually measure the concept of exploration and exploitation, it is linked with R&D expenses and advertising expenses. I mean, the exploration linked with the R&D expenses, and also the advertising expenses linked with the exploitation. It can be said that R&D is essential for a company to continue their exploration activities. R&D investments, as you know, is very important in order to respond to the development of technology and current uncertain and disconnected environmental changes, disruptive innovation environment. Through such R&D investment, it will be possible to explore new knowledge and develop new technologies. Also, the concept of exploitation, in which company further enhances its existing capabilities, and exploitation concept can be linked to advertising expenses. It can be said that advertising expenses are very important in order to further enhance the value of product and services that companies already have, and to expand their dominance in the market. Okay. Another research review regarding is the enterprise value. Corporate value management is a new management paradigm, and based on accounting information, corporate value can be evaluated and measured. Valuation model based on accounting information include the excess earnings model and Olson model. In this paper, we adopted Olson's model and so analyzes the relationship with the R&D and advertising expenses and corporate value. Okay, let's see the hypothesis and empirical model. Based on this theoretical background, this study analyzes the impact of current R&D expenses and advertising expenses on corporate value. Model 1 verifies the effect of R&D expenses, and Model 2 verifies the effect of advertising expenses. In addition, in Model 3, these two cost factors are considered together to examine the relative enterprise value relationship between them. Hypotheses like this. Hypothesis 1, current R&D expenses have a significant impact on corporate value. Hypothesis 2, advertising expenses have a significant effect on corporate value. Hypothesis 3, there is a significant difference in the impact of recurring R&D expenses and advertising expenses on corporate value. It designs an empirical analysis model based on Mayer's research theory and Olson's firm valuation model to verify the effect of R&D expenses and advertising expenses on firm value. As you can see, model 1, 2, 3 are like this. Let's see the empirical analysis. First is sample selection. This study verifies the value relationship between R&D expenses and advertising expenses for companies listed in Korea capital market over the period of 2011 and 2021. To this end, all variables used in this empirical analysis of this study are extracted from case value databases. This is the number of total samples. Okay, this table is correlation analysis, Pearson correlation analysis, and regression results on value relevance of R&D and advertising expenses with total samples in each model, model 1 and model 2, model 3. Let's see. In the analysis result of model 1, the coefficient value of R&D expenditure is approximately 42, showing a statistically significant value. This means that expenses of R&D brings about increase in corporate value. In model 2, in the analysis result of model 2, the coefficient value of advertisement cost is approximately 44, showing a statistically significant value. This also means that the higher the advertising expenditure, the higher the corporate value. Finally, the analysis result of model 3 show the relative value relationship between R&D expenses and advertising expenses. This indicates that R&D expenses have a greater influence on corporate value than advertising expenses. Okay, let's see the conclusion. This study analyzed the impact of current R&D expenses and advertising expenses on corporate value using the theoretical background of Mayer and Olson. We also scrutinized the James March exploration and exploitation concept. First, in the theoretical background, in the importance of exploration and exploitation in corporate management was considered. Exploration was matched with R&D expenses, and exploitation was matched with advertising expenses. In order for a company to continuously create value and move forward, it is necessary to pursue both exploration and exploitation. In this paper, this important concept of exploration and exploitation is actually matched with accounting R&D expenses and advertising expenses, and it is linked to enterprise value. As a result of the study, it was found that ordinary R&D expenses and advertising expenses each had a significant positive effect on corporate value. An increase in R&D expenses contribute to the increase in corporate value by increasing value of future investment opportunities in the long run, and increase in advertising expenses maximizes the value of product or service to strengthen the company's market competitiveness. Also, in the result of Model 3, we also see Model 3, it was confirmed that R&D expenses have a relatively greater impact on corporate value than advertising expenses. This suggests that exploratory activities, exploration activities within an organization have a significant impact on long-term value creation of company through the discovery of new knowledge and future investment opportunities. Now we live in hyper-competition age. A new digital environment is emerging in the current rapidly changing hyper-competitive environment. This digital environment is called so-called first-generation industrial revolution requires many changes from companies. Companies that adapt well this new digital environment changes, this so-called disruptive innovation environment will survive, and those not adapt will perish or will be collapsed. Adapting well means developing new capabilities suitable for new environments through research and development, so-called R&D. In this sense, R&D is very important in the current environment. The result of empirical study of this paper also show the connection between R&D and corporate value, enterprise value. Okay, thank you very much.